Peace, Israel, and Yah bless. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Uh, this is going to be a quick information video here pertaining to the channel list here on this channel, slapping you with the truth too. Now on my channel list, if you were to click where it says channel list, you will see 6 channels listed there. Or you will see Leviticus Communications. This is Brother Mikia Ben Levi. He is down in Guyana, South America, where he leads some Israelites down in that area. The brother is very strong in his word. He does not teach uh, anything pertaining to the New Testament. He pretty much teaches Torah. Uh, he's very experienced in dealing with the many Hebrew Israelites community. So if you do have a moment, do visit his page, and you may listen to some of his teachings also, that you may be strengthened and that you may know that the word of the Most High is indeed being spread across the earth, and that if you are walking in righteousness, you will certainly know that you are not alone. There are many of us being raised up throughout the earth because the servants of the Most High are standing up in our lot, and we're doing our part. We are fulfilling our purpose, and that is to teach the law, statutes, judgments, and precepts of the Most High to the children of Israel and to the stranger that is of a contrite spirit. So if you do have a moment, uh, do check out our brother Mikia Ben Levi, and his channel is known as Levitical Communications. You can find it on the channel list here, slapping you on the truth. Uh, what I'm noticing is a assembling of the men of Israel as we begin to connect uh, all across the diaspora and share ideas and actually discuss the scrolls and be able to listen to each other's counsel uh, and to strengthen ourselves in the area where we agree. Uh, there's a channel on there that has just been started by Brother Henry. Hank is out of the UK, and myself, Brother Dave from Allegedly Dave, Brother Benaiah, and a few other brothers, Brother Kwame, uh, Brother Dawid. We have actually sat in on some Zoom calls where we are discussing different things, having regular conversations that people who are not in the book may be able to understand, and those who are in the book can also understand. But it's pretty much addressing things biblically that we are seeing and experiencing currently. It's a great interaction between the men of Israel discussing things that pertain to us, our people, and our own survival. Uh, so the channel by which we are doing this and putting together these Zoom meetings, some of them are 2 hours long, but our brother Henry has actually put together a few clips where he's actually taking little snippets or tidbits of our certain topics and putting it out for the viewer to see. And that channel is Israelites Assemble. Israelites Assemble. That is also on the channel list. So what we will do, we will put up those Zoom meetings in its entirety. But once again, they're 2 hours long. It's great to sit down with men of Israel in whose heart is the Most High law. Those of us are walking in it, and some of us are looking to be strengthened in it. Uh, we're having some great conversations. It's very respectful. Uh, and we're trying to present information that can be useful to the people. A great topic, and the environment is good as well. So if you'd like to check out any of those discussions, uh, we'll try to get it to where you can get those interviews or those meetings in its entirety. But you can see clips of those meetings on Israelites Assemble. Next, on the channel, you will see Yah, our righteousness. That is brother Yehuda Ben Yisrael out of Your Righteousness. He is in Illinois. He's in Chicago, Illinois. The brother has a vast knowledge of the Most High, His laws, statutes, judgments, and precepts, and he walks in it. I've been listening to him for quite some time, Many may disagree with some of his positions, etc. We are, as far as I'm concerned, I'm willing to deal with Israelites in the area where we do agree. For many of our Israelites, many of us will not see eye to eye until the Most High brings again Zion. So contention is not the platform by which we're going to gel or where we're going to mesh. So I will suggest to anyone as we try to connect with the many brothers and we're trying to get under the umbrella of the Most High's law, statutes, judgments, and precepts. For me personally, uh, if you're not about that New Testament and you're about the Most High's law, statutes, judgments, and precepts, that's a start. If someone is in that New Testament and will take a hold of the idols of the many nations, which has not served us well and has failed us at every turn, men that think in that regard, I really cannot suggest their channel or be a part of what they're doing. Yeah, our righteousness, brother, you would have been Israel has a lot of information, a wealth of information. So if you do get a chance, you may want to listen to some of his pal talks as well as go to his channel. There's a YouTube channel here, obviously, because it is on our channel list, and there's information that the faithful servant of the Most High can gain some great knowledge of. So I would suggest that you go there as well. These are channels that I'm suggesting. So y'all, our righteousness is a good one. Next, Brother Dave from Allegedly Dave. Dave has done a lot of research on many different things. His his platform or his page, his channel covers many different topics. Most importantly, Dave is a brother who has found out who he is, and has returned unto the Most High's law, statutes, judgments, and precepts. Uh, it's great to see a man transform from being in the dust to standing up, coming out of the grave, standing in his lot, and doing that which is right in the sight of the Most High, and is also trying to usher the people in the way that they should walk. Our brother Dave has certainly done that and is continuing to do that. I would like to suggest one video that he has presented that I feel is important and that you should look at. On Allegedly Dave, on Brother Dave's channel, he has a video that's entitled Prophecy and Judgment. Prophecy and Judgment. Once again, I like to deal with Israelites in areas that we agree. There are areas that Dave and I do not agree. But even though that is the case, I respect his work. And he respects my work. And when we are having these discussions, it is done with respect, with care for our people, and with respect unto the Most High and each other. It's a pleasure to engage with him and also to see his work. So he has presented some things pertaining to the 400-year prophecy and some things that he is seeing that may come to pass in 2023 or 2024. This is a collective effort of the men of Israel, that whatever it is we may think, see, feel, understand, or be made to understand, we are to bring it forth to the people. That way they may be warned. There are going to be instances where we may see a thing one way and it may not be so. However, what we are to do is to at least warn the people. That way, should we call this thing correctly, those who may have at least been given a chance to prepare will be able to save themselves or spare themselves. So Brother Dave has presented this information in his video, Prophecy and Judgment. And look at it, draw your own conclusions, and if such a thing is to take place in 2023 or 2024, at least a man of Israel has brought you forth a warning in a specific time frame. Could it be right? It could be. Could it be wrong? It could be. But at least he at least brought forth what he feel may be right, or what he may have been shown, and it may be true, it may not be true. But I would take heed anyway. So Brother Dave's channel is a good channel for there's lots of information on there that can benefit you. Next, slapping you with the truth. Slapping you with the truth was my first channel. Back then, my beard was still gray. I was in my 30s then. Uh, so if you look at any of those old videos, you will see my growth as far as how I deliver this message. You'll also see that I've grown older as well. Uh, and I've grown stronger within the words of the Most High, within His law, statutes, judgments, and precepts. I'm more committed now than ever, for I'm allowed to see more than I have in times past. So those are the old videos. That way, if you ever want to go back and look at some of the older material from the very first channel that I started, Slapping You with the Truth is the very first channel that I started, and then I came with Slapping You with the Truth too. Next, there's a channel on there, El Boriqueño 91. This is a younger brother that has been in the law, statute, judgments, and precepts of the Most High and has walked in it. If he's currently walking in it right now, I am not certain. However, he is fluent in Spanish, and he has taken the words of the Most High and has presented it to our people in Spanish. As you know, many of our people are in the diaspora, or throughout the diaspora, or in Spanish-speaking nations. So he has been armed with the knowledge of the Most High, His law, statutes, judgments, and precepts, and he has started that channel to present it to our people who are Spanish speakers. I don't believe he has made any videos lately, and I'm unsure if he's still on this walk. However, his channel is still there, and I put it as a list because many of our Spanish people have never heard of the Most High's law, statutes, judgments, and precepts. Many of our people who are in the Spanish-speaking nations, and they do not know that they are the chosen people. Therefore, they do not have an understanding of why they suffer so. So that channel is specifically geared towards our Spanish speakers in the diaspora. So these are a list of the channels that I do have on the list. And I'm looking at other brothers to see exactly what type of information they are presenting. And if they are presenting information that's along the lines of how we are thinking and on the path that we're on, then I will certainly be sure to put it up, because this will be a collective effort, all hands on deck, as the men of Israel go through this word and bring forth the information to the people, that the men who are the leaders will sit down in council, and we will collectively be on one accord as far as ushering the people in the way that they should walk. And that way we can kind of come together under this big umbrella known as the Torah, as this law. For right now, we have many splintered groups and camps and many ideologies. And though we may not see eye to eye until the Most High brings again Zion, yet we are to find some common ground here in the midst of these nations. And so, as I continue to grow in my studies and present lessons to you all, I want you to understand that knowledge is to be gained anywhere that you can find it. And so when I find men that are knowledgeable and speak the words of the Most High, and it is right, then what I will do, I will make sure that you hear what they have to say also. That way you understand that this is a collective effort on the parts of all the servants of the Most High. And though we may deliver the same message, we may deliver it differently, and you're going to gain different things from the different teachers. The Most High have sent you teachers, men in whose heart is His law. We are not all the same, or we may not deliver this message all the same, but the underlying theme should be the same, that Yah is one and there is no other Savior but Him. And that we are to walk after the law, statutes, judgments, and precepts that we were given at the first. We are not to join ourselves unto our enemies, nor are we to walk after their ways, their customs, and their laws. And so, once we decide to stick with these simple guidelines and live by them, then it's easy for us to find ourselves on one accord. That way we may be protected in these many lands, and then this splintering of the whole house of Israel, we will kind of reverse that to where we will collectively as a nation start to come together under the one glue that binds us, That is the Most High's law, statutes, judgments, and precepts. Peace, Israel, and Yah bless. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. If you get a second, check out the channel list. Go to some of those channels and listen to some of the information that is there. And hopefully you can gain something from it. And as for the Israelites that are on my channel, there's roughly 460 something of you here, whether you are male or female. As we have these Zoom talks on Israelites Assemble on that channel, for those of you who may like to participate, we may open such an avenue that you may be a guest, and we may have some discussions. It is possible that Brother Hank may also open up to where we may have a question for him, or where you may call in and actually make comments on the things that you're bearing witness to and how the words of the Most High may have changed your life, etc. So we'll try to get it to where we can get the many people who are listening to the words of the Most High and following after His law. We will get you involved, and that way we can hear your perspective, your point of view, and your experiences in this walk. We're not quite there yet. We're still in the early stages of these meetings, but as we continue forward, I would like very much to see that everyone becomes involved in the interaction with those who are actually presenting this information. So let's go ahead and continue to face Jerusalem, lift our hands in prayer, and give the Most High no rest, and that we will continue to bridge the gap and be repairers of the breach by walking in the Most High's law, statutes, judgments, and precepts, and encouraging the people to do the same. Peace, Israel, and Yah bless. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Peace, Israel.